Actually, that's perfect because I can pick right about a couple of things. Oh, yeah, I'm losing all the things.
Okay. This is Sylvan Lake News' table. This will be Barb. Say hi, Barb.
Hi, Barb.
Barb is Sarah's boss. I'm supposed to be really nice to her, and maybe I'll get a tip or commission for all this. And I'm leaving now.
That looks better. Perfect, thank you.
Hi. This is my daughter from Sylvan Lake News. I'm just sort of cutting some wild videotape here. Okay.
Sylvan Lake.
Oh, can I take a photo?
Yes.
Seeing as I already got them live on video. You're welcome.
Thank you.
How long have you been in business?
In June it'll be 11 years.
11 years.
Yeah.
And is it right in the Sylvan Lake area?
Yes.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah.
We are local. We're a family-run business. We intend to stay as a family-run business.
Just as a question of curiosity, how will the tariffs affect things like windows and doors? I almost hate to ask, but...
No, but it's all right, and I appreciate that. I don't know yet.
Right.
Because we have not seen.
The aluminum side.
Yeah.
The aluminum side of things, it could bite us a bit for hardware and stuff. But that's
Yeah,
If
okay.
you look at that, we do lots of aluminum frames. Actually, like the one up by the cop shop, we're doing
Okay.
We're doing all that stuff. So that may affect us, but we have not got anything yet.
Yeah.
So I hate to.
Okay, well, see, like I said, my daughter covers all the local stuff. I started out a radio station called Outlaw Video and Radio. And so because we actually lost, I live in Castor, but the Coronation Review, the East Central Alberta Review shut down. So I decided, well, I'm going to pick up the slack. And I'm going to start covering Central Alberta as long as it doesn't conflict with what she does. Well, actually, I take photographs for her, and she gives me credit for them, so I'm happy.
Is all right.
Yeah, but
it's nice to have a local
Yeah.
view of things too, right?
so she probably will not ask those questions because she's more interested in where you're from, what you're doing, whatever. But this is becoming a very pertinent question right at the moment.
It is.
And so, I'm heading to Toronto on Monday.
Okay.
And the first place we're going to is Windsor because I'm going to try and catch a few people outside the Stellantis plant, and do a few things around there. I have a book I have to finish because I had left Alberta in 86 after I graduated from university, got through a bunch of stuff. And of course things then were just slow as slow can be, and I said I couldn't do anything. And that's the fortunate part is that's where I met her mother, right? And so that's why she's even here. Otherwise, I stayed in Alberta. God only knows what I'd be doing. I'd probably still be at the farm. Thank you so much. Yeah, you bet.
But then it requires water. And it requires. But I mean, I don't mind that. This is a place where going a walk around.
But we promised not to cause any trouble.
Yeah, okay. You're not supposed to videotape these things.
Who knows?
I'm Sarah. I'm the reporter from Sylvan Lake's other half. I'm her dad. So you're getting a double whammy today. You're getting some video tape and what have you at the same time.
Well, we don't mind that.
But I said I was just asking people around because I know Sarah's got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. But I wanted to get some responses in terms of the tariffs and how it's affecting the different industries that are here.
Well, ours, this is it for production line of the stuff we have, especially the air conditioners, which we actually have our specialist here. And what were you saying? They're going to
This is a drop in the bucket to what we do. We do
Yeah.
wood boilers, gas boilers, wood stoves, gas stoves, pellet stoves, pellet barbecue, gas grills, hot tubs.
But he was asking about how the tariffs are going to affect
The
us.
tariffs, most of our products are not from Canadian. This is Sudbury, Ontario,
Mhm.
Too much in there. She just throws up her hand.
So actually, the tariffs would be applied.
Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine a lot of the parts do come in from the United States, so it's going to have some residual effect.
Most of like our water treatment, that's manufactured in Quebec. But some of it, you still can't get away from that steel and aluminum.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. It's-
If we would, if we could only make our own out of our raw iron ore.
well, I mean, there were days gone by when I was a much younger man that we did those sorts of things, right? But I was sitting down because Sarah said, I need you because you've got a whole pile more camera equipment than I do, right? And I'm saying, okay, well, I said, I'm going to run around. I said, I'm going to be talking to people anyway because this is something that's going to affect everybody, all of us, and how important it is to shop local. The Coronation Review, of course, shut down. So I said, as long as I'm not conflicting with her job, sort of, right? I'm going to be asking those questions, and I'm going to be bringing it to Central Alberta.
Yeah.
Well, I
Because
mean, we're a small business, they've been in Rocky for 35 years, but then we also promote all these Canadian products. Like most small businesses in Canada are still bringing stuff from China or somewhere else. Like,
Right,
we're primarily Canadian.
well, that's what I was saying is how important it is, because when you're dealing effectively with something that has an extreme high Canadian content to it, that money stays right in the community. It stays local. It's not going.
There's jobs.
There's jobs exactly attached to all that, right?
That's kind of how Tom has built the business.
Yeah.
Is sourcing as much local product as we can. The Chinese water softeners and that kind of stuff. That's for Costco. That's for Walmart. That's for
Well, exactly.
the big box stores, right?
Yeah.
So we use a lot of the Canadian-made equipment like those control heads, and we'll build a lot of the stuff in-house.
Right.
Building my own water softener and water treatment systems based on the client's needs. So as likely as we can make it. But yeah, we've.
Well, no, I keep looking at that hot tub and I keep thinking about my backyard, right?
Well, we have a small one of that. That's a big one.
Yeah, to be successful as a small business, I got to understand that you're not going to compete with Costco. You're not gonna
No. I mean, as I said I did a vlog and a rant, and I'm saying, I'm not shopping at Amazon. I'm not shopping at Costco. I'm not shopping at Walmart. I'm not going to send a cent of my money as much as I can south of the border.
For it to change.
Yeah,
That's the only way
I
it will
mean,
change.
we have to change the idea of our habits, and unfortunately, we've been flooded with cheap merchandise from China, and because those are slave market economies for so long that it's built into the.
That's become an addiction.
It's become an addiction for a lot of
Look
people.
at all the waste that we're producing from it. People just throw
Well, I mean, we
it away
did-
because it's so
yeah.
cheap and they buy something else.
We did that. I was talking to a small pig farmer that was in our area who does pasture hogs, right? And we started talking about even in agriculture, the waste and the severe amount of waste that's built right into the system that we're doing. And so, I mean, there's got to be a whole lot of rethink all the way around.
It's the government. We need a government. We need to start from scratch, kick everyone out, and
Yeah.
start from scratch.
Well, see, the thing is, I had to laugh because I said they just give themselves another pay raise without even being there, and I'm going. I did one. I had called them my goof awards, and raspberry awards, and who gets a elbows up award. And my raspberry award was, of course, Toronto City Council gives themselves a 24% increase. Who in this world gets a 24% increase anymore?
Well, who
So-
in this world has their brother become the next mayor? Like,
Yeah.
in all honesty, there is no other option.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with Ontario and the Fords, that's an entirely different matter. Like, I mean, they spent years promoting, just like Mel Lastman. Mel Lastman was bad boy furniture. He already had a reputation. He was mayor of North York for God knows how long. You know, I mean, Karen and I left Alberta for Ontario in '86, right? And I got instantly known who Mel Lastman was because he was either hawking furniture or he's declaring how everybody in North York was a millionaire because of their property values. And I went, all right, okay. Yeah. So you got introduced pretty quickly to Mel Lastman. But like I said, that's where I met Sarah's mom too. So, but we got back out to Alberta when son number 3 is being born. I said, Karen, I want to go home. We can't stay here any longer. So she became a nurse, gave up teaching, became a nurse, and we went back home to Alberta. And here we are, and now I'm an old man, sort of.
I'm lucky it'll happen to me someday.
Oh, well, believe me, it happened a lot faster than I expected. Anyway, thank you very much. Take care now. You betcha.
The N4. She had an R on the end of it.
I can't afford it.
Neither can I.
Yeah.
But that one, maybe. We'll see. I like it.
Probably takes financing up for both.
Yeah. It drives really
Actually, my
nice.
dad lived in Saskatoon for years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was the MLA for Bigger for a long period of time. Yeah. Oh,
That's a pretty.
it's pretty. It's not a GTO, but it's close. You know.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right. And we have GTOs come through our auctions all the time.
Well, I know my mom had a 1974 Torino with the Cobra Jet,
Oh, wow.
right? And she saw the same car at Las Vegas, and it went for $69,000, right?
Wow.
And she goes, "Why didn't I keep my car?"
Right? My dad sold his Chevy Nova to buy my mom's ring for $7,000.
Well, I had my first car was a 1964 Valiant with a slant 6 engine in it, right? I got it for $200,
Whoa.
right? And there was one at the car show just down the other side of Red Deer here a couple of years ago and had the exact same car. And it says, I owned that car. It cost me $200, lasted forever. And he said, yeah, well, it's going to cost you a lot more, $200 to own it now.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Take care now. Oh, that's nasty.
Jeez.
Trying to catch some videotape before my daughter, the reporter from Sylvan Lake News, steals my camera.
Usually how it goes.
Yeah. Well, she's just running out of batteries. She just realized that.
Oh, I see.
How much do you have? I says, I have both cameras here. I have all 3 cameras here. Good, I'm going to need it, Dad. Okay.
Yeah, this is a 1984 Vatican. We're
Yeah.
actually giving it away.
Oh, I remember these.
Yeah, pretty cool.
We actually saw the new electric version at West Edmonton Mall here the other day when we were.
Actually, I haven't seen one yet. How are they looking? Pretty cool.
They're really nice inside. I can't afford one, but
You and me both.
they're really nice inside. That's a wonderful Camaro. Wow.
You can come by and check it out. Like, come back behind.
I have a 92 Ford Firebird I'd like to restore in my driveway.
Yeah.
T-bar ceiling. Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Very. We just got this one in. It's a 2015
Yeah.
ZL1 package.
My Firebird, my first Firebird was a 77 with the big 454. Yeah.
So too.
Yeah. It couldn't stop without passing a gas station. Into the gas station would go, into the gas station would go. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. Hello, how are you? Oh, pretty good. I'm the Sylvan Lake reporter's other half. I'm her father.
Welcome to Sylvan Lake Environmental Services.
All right. And so, is this part of Sylvan Lake itself, the town?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, we're under Public Works.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're working on my family's old property right now because we're Trips.
Yeah.
The last name may be Baker, but we're Trips.
Yeah.
You know, that was my Uncle Bill and Aunt Lil's property.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Years and years ago when I was young.
Yeah.
I mean, Sarah had to show me where it was because I didn't even recognize it anymore.
You want me in the photo? Sorry, I wasn't.
Oh, no, it's on video. You're live.
Oh, good. Oh, hey. Sorry, we heard that somebody was coming to grab a photo of us. I wasn't sure.
Oh, that's Sarah. She's over here somewhere. That's my daughter.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Barb's over here too. But yeah. No, that's my daughter. She's the reporter with Sylvan Lake.
Oh, okay.
So she's around somewhere.
Okay.
You know, if you're not. Yeah, no, you're live here.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, yeah.
Barb
Says
was
I'm live right there. So,
yeah. So Barb. Well, somebody said, "Well, you know, you can't videotape in here," and I'm going. I'm on special assignment today because my daughter needs some extra thing. So Barb's all happy. Go, good. We're gonna get some live footage, and I'm saying, yeah. So let's hope nobody swears.
Any questions, ask away. So, yes, you can.
Well, I mean, I just think of just how big this town has gotten and how fast.
I know.
You know, it's growing. Right?
I remember coming here as a kid before I came here to work, and I'm like, yes.
Well,
it's really sprouted. So.
As I said to Sarah when we were going by the beach area, I said, well, that's where the water slide used to be.
Yeah.
Right? But I says, and of course, where Uncle Bill's place was, there was nothing.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, there was nothing there at all. And of course, we could walk down the gravel road to the beach from there. And so, yeah.
That was wild.
Yeah, everything's paved. I think. Like there's that one gravel road by the golf course on the west side of town.
That's about it.
That's about it. Yeah.
Well, see, the whole road out to Rocky Mountain House, and the year that they built the dam, right, on the Brazo, was the year that they paved down to Rocky, right? I remember that. I was old enough that 14 years old at that time. I still remember, right? Yeah. Because that's the same year that they actually paved Highway 11 and 12 from Stettler into Castor, where we live. And so I remember it really well because we went to see the Brazo Dam. And it says, how much energy do you produce? Oh, about enough to power up the city of Red Deer. Well, Red Deer is that small. It takes a few of them now.
Yeah, it's a bit now,
It's kind of outdated itself.
Yeah, I can only imagine driving to Rock.
Okay, well, there's the carp. Are people actually dumping these things in the lake still?
The ponds.
The ponds for sure. The
hopefully not
lakes.
anymore.
Hopefully not the lakes. But
I mean, yeah, because that's an invasive
found one
species.
there, but-
I know. I heard about the goldfish,
Yeah.
right? And I'm going.
Which is why we wanted to. Which is why we wanted to get that pond under controls.
Yeah.
So before it was able to actually spread. Yeah. So
Yeah.
just gotta keep monitoring.
I mean, that's the problem is there's getting far too many invasive species that don't naturally occur here. And I said, so I always sat down and wondered, like, when they started bringing in llamas and alpacas, what's his name has his ostrich farm down south, but it's no longer there in Olds. But I said, these are animals that really don't necessarily belong here, right? And the minute you start moving animals around, well, they adapt differently to the climates that they're in. So.
But yeah, that's why we were pretty aggressive with getting them out of there, right? Because like you said, like there's so many different invasive species popping up left, right, and center. So you got to deal with it while it's still under control, right? Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, if you want to enter, take whatever you want. And if you want to enter to win that ring barrel there.
Oh, well, I'm going to take a couple of the crayons for my granddaughters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I know my...
Candy for her, too.
Yeah. Some toys, and if you want to enter to win the rain barrel, there's entry tickets there, coloring books.
I'm not sure because of what I'm doing today, I'm actually allowed.
Fair enough.
We'll see you guys later.
Yeah, thank you.
We're just a small family-run business. Her husband's with us up here, and we're all four corners. Like, I got a rep in Fort Mac actually, so I'm going to be up there in 3 weeks.
They're wonderful people. Some of them are pretty crazy, but you know they're wonderful.
Well, Chris, our rep up there, we installed solar on his house. It'll be coming up 2 years here in end of June. And when we decided to start our own company, I called him. I'm like, "You want to be our rep up in Fort Mac?" He goes, "Well, I'm retired now, so yeah, sure, why not?"
So do you have reps in Calgary?
I have a rep in Calgary. Yep, I got one, Josh here, and then I got a guy in Grand Prairie. My nephew's over in Lloyd, and then I myself kind of do Lethbridge, Medicine Hat.
Yeah. How solid is the solar business becoming in Alberta?
It's becoming quite solid, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the downside is everybody wants to lean on the grants and the funding, so you kind of have to follow that wave. But I mean, the more and more people get it, the more and more people get educated.
Well, my son has solar on his house in Edmonton. He had the solar panels installed.
A lot of people in Edmonton do.
Yeah.
Coming from Edmonton here, I want to get it here.
I tell everybody, do you like investing in a utility company, or do you want to invest in yourself?
Well, this is half the problem, and Nathan saw it right away when they deregulated power, and then all of a sudden you have 2 charges on your power bill. Now, of course, you no longer do battery work within the solar end because it's now to go straight to the grid, but it saves them a ton of money just in the same breath, because that's balanced off his bill.
Yeah. If you ever need any more help in Calgary, I have a daughter that's just was a dental person, and she's fabulous in schools.
No.
Just fabulous. Oh my God.
My daughter is a reporter for Sylvan Lake News, but I've been running around looking at all these different places. I says, how badly are the tariffs that are being imposed and the residual tariffs going to affect the solar industry?
I mean, a lot of our product comes from not the U.S., right? So,
okay. Yeah.
I mean, everybody asks the same question. Where are the solar panels made? Well, the silicon product that's used to make silicon for solar panels comes from Asia. Yeah. I like to use Canadian solar panels because some of them are like put together here.
Well, I mean, it's just like an Apple iPhone. An Apple iPhone comes from 1,000 different places, each of those parts.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Trump has got the wrong idea, because he does a lot of effective business in China as well, in terms of he doesn't manufacture, he manufactures everything in China. But I just said, effectively, I mean, I don't think he understands the concept of market and what have you. And as I've been explaining to people as a journalist, is that the market really is not Canada and the United States. The market is where people are. People are our market, in which case that's Asia, China, India, where you have 6 billion, or more than two-thirds of the world's population. That's your marketplace. And that's, if we're building anything, that's where we should be focused on building it for. But,
I'll leave you guys.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
Roughly.
I'm going to steal another one, because I know my daughter, the reporter, will not.
Okay, what's the thing you want to show me before we go back to the
Oh. Hello, how are you? Oh, I'm getting some video in before my daughter Sarah from Sylvan Lake News steals my camera.
Oh.
Well, she doesn't have as much battery as I do, and I have 2 cameras here, so she's digging in the bag. I'll bet you by now.
Yeah. So we have a draw to win barn door hardware.
I don't know where I put it in our house. I do like those, though. I really do. Yeah.
I have one in my house.
Yeah. I know Karen will figure out something. We're now both getting close to retiring, so
Yeah.
well, actually, it's this year.
Yeah.
I'm already retired. She. What's that?
I said that's exciting.
Well, no, for me, it's like, not as exciting as I thought it once would be.
Yeah.
And so Sarah says, you used to be a great journalist. Just run around. I says, I need you actually, because she said this, I need you to go around and take some live video and do some photography as well, because I haven't got enough time. So, sure. Thanks, Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Hello. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, not too bad.
Good.
Oh boy.
You need a house?
You got to talk to my daughter, the reporter. She lives here. I live in Castor. Actually, I was sitting down. I was teasing the people over at the town of Sylvan Lake. I said Sarah should be asking for commission on the trip lands. Well, her last name's Baker, and I says, yeah, we're all trips, so I says, that's my Uncle Bill's old property. Yeah. I said, I think we should get a commission, right?
Yeah.
We'll see you later.
No, we're in Sylvan. Yeah, we're rebranding to Summit Physio Wellness. Yeah, just need a number and fold it, and there you go. Just put it in the bag here. Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
I just grabbed a couple of things before Sarah noticed that I was stealing candy. Diabetic, I'm not supposed to.
Gonna enter a win for a massage. You're changing our name.
I have osteoporosis and scoliosis.
Okay.
Nobody will touch me in a million years. That's what ended my working career.
Wow.
And I went back into photo and video journalism.
Okay.
And of course, my daughter, is a reporter for Sylvan Lake News.
Oh yeah.
So she had me come down here and says, Dad, how much power you got in your cameras? And I says, all three of them are full. Good. I need you down here now. So I decided I'd cut some video. So Barb was over looking at me. She says, Bruce, you videotaping this? I said, well, we're live.
Yeah.
Right? So just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So I said, yeah, I'll come down and I'll shoot some video, and then you can take whatever's left of whatever camera you want and do it, So
we're rebranding from Sylvan Physio to Summit Physio and Wellness.
Okay. And how long has Summit been in the community?
So we've been Sylvan Lake Physio for 11 years.
11 years, right?
Yep. And now we're switching to, we have a clinic in Red Deer, so we're rebranding, so we're all one as Summit Physio.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're doing compensation work and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, so we see like private patients, WCB, so workers' comp, motor vehicle accidents. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, if my back ever straightens itself around, which we highly doubt, right?
You know where to find us.
You know where to find you, yeah.
Oh, yeah. You betcha.
Needed a new starter.
Yep.
You saved our day.
You betcha.
Yeah.
I should have your card. Stuff works great for cleaning. Stainless
For a minute there, I thought it was something I could throw on my barbecue on my steak. I said, oh, hot sauce. Oh.
No. Maybe the shine on the outside if it's stainless steel. It works great on appliances.
Oh, boy.
You can try it.
No.
I mean, it just
thanks.
smells like vinegar, that one.
All right.
So maybe.
Sitting there. I'm surprised Sarah hasn't been following me around to see how many candies I've snuck. Dad, you're diabetic, you're not supposed to have them.
No.
I don't care. Well, I wonder if Sarah's negotiated a commission on the trip lands yet. Has given the people in town a hard time. So, that's my Uncle Bill's old farm. This is my Uncle's Bill Trip. I says, my daughter, the reporter here, should be getting a commission on every lot you sell.
Yeah, no doubt.
I don't think it'll work, but it was worth a try. Hello. Good, thank you. Has she found you yet?
She has not.
Oh, okay. Where's Barb so far? I love my roll top desk, by the way.
Do you?
I do.
That's awesome. Ugh, I'm so glad.
I do. As a matter of fact, I bought it for my wife, but I've laid claim to it. So.
I'm happy it went to a good home.
Yeah. That's my radio station right there. I have all my radio station equipment
so
right
cool,
there.
like all the holes and all of the little. Yeah, it would have been perfect for that.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love the roll top desk. Karen, who was originally supposed to get it, she had it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, once you discover the magic of them, you never go back.
No, I love it. I love every inch of it. It only cost me $100, so it could be nice.
Right?
I probably should have given the library a bigger donation, but you can muscle me down. You can muscle me down for that later.
Fantastic. I'll tackle you later.
How many programs are you running at the Sylvan Lake Library?
Like in total?
Yes. Yeah.
I love that question. I have to.
Good. Is it one that Sarah actually has asked you before?
Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all free. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. What does it say? 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 47, 42, 43. 43. And that's just for the next 2 months. And that's not like, some of them will run a couple of times, like it's book club, pub trivia. Those just run once a month.
Right.
And some of those are special events. So we technically run more. So yeah, we got lots going on.
Okay, good. Yeah, like I was saying, is that
For all your stuff.
Sylvan Lake, even though it's probably about the size of the city now, is still probably very much a smaller community and requires quite heavy resources from the library in itself. Has the province been continuing a stable funding source, or have you been having problems with that as well?
We are definitely, the province has maintained our funding. So
Okay.
we are very fortunate in that.
That's what I do. You can tell where she gets the line of work from.
I love it.
Yeah, I started my career before I went transport with the Globe and Mail Maclean's as a columnist.
Okay.
And then I had a massive breakdown when I was in Toronto because I couldn't, let's see, what would be the word? I couldn't bring myself to comprehend the size of the city that I was in, right?
Well, it's huge.
You know, actually, I'm going there on Monday. I'll be there Monday. The priest who kind of resuscitated me.
Oh, gosh. Give her another spin.
Ran a drop-in center called Our Place Community of Hope, but he also had houses for people who had suffered breakdowns and stuff like that.
Wow.
Who came in. And he went in the hospital one day, and of course I had about 2 or 3 months trying to regroup in the hospital.
Yeah.
And he started listening to me, and he says, "This guy doesn't sound like your normal psychiatric patient, right?"
Yeah.
And so finally he said, "You're from the prairies." And he says, "I think I might be able to help you," right?
Okay.
He said, "Because we could sure use some new conversation at the house, and I could sure use some help, right?"
Yeah.
And so I got that deal.
Yeah.
And I think Karen and I moved back because I left Alberta in '86.
Yeah.
Because things were just terrible. Like you couldn't get a job anywhere.
Yeah.
And Karen and I came back in '97. Eric was born in '97. Sarah's born in '99.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that gave us our 4. Karen was not going to stop until she had a girl. Perfection takes a long time.
It does.
It took 3 boys. Yeah. That's actually her principal at Gus Wetter's school. That's the first thing she said when Sarah walked to the high school. You see, Sarah, they saved the best for last.
Aww, that's
right?
Beautiful.
Because she had all boys and they tried for a girl. And she says, see, they saved the best for last.
That's adorable. And I love Sarah. She's awesome.
Oh, yeah. She works really hard. She got a good heart. She's getting tougher, right? I said, totally, in this business, you got to have a pretty thick skin.
Oh, absolutely.
I said, because you're going to run into a lot of people who are going to have some really, just as their last little while, some really nasty things to say about you or threaten you or do whatever. And you just have to let it run like water off your back, right?
Well, because she wrote that column not that long ago.
Yeah. Well, I know she came to me and she said, I had to go see the RCMP because this guy is threatening to kill me. And I'm going, oh. Well, I said, let them deal with it the best way they can. Yeah. And just let it roll off your back. I said, nobody's going to hurt you, Sarah. Yeah. Right? I says, it's too small a community.
Oh, yeah.
But a visit from the RCMP never hurt anybody, right?
Absolutely not.
Because you can't do those sorts of things. So. But she was scared for some time. And I had to calm her down. I was saying, Sarah.
She didn't end up coming to lots of programs because of it.
Yeah, I said, Sarah, you're fine. I said, people know you there. They like you there. I says, besides that, I says, you're related to people around here. Well, not anymore. I said, but when Uncle Bill, because I was sitting there, I talked to some of the people from the town, and I said, Sarah gets a commission on the trip lands.
Yeah.
Why? And this is because we're trips. I says, that was my Uncle Bill's farm. So I said, she should be collecting some of the sales on the commissions on the lots, right? Yeah. And she says, well, that's not my department. And I says, oh, we'll pass it along up the line.
We'll send it up the ladder.
Yeah. We'll see you later. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Well, pretty good. I've lost my daughter.
Uh-oh.
I see your boss. You see, I'm saving battery power for her. I'm videotaping you, by the way, just so you know.
That's okay.
Okay, right? Sarah probably be taking your photograph as soon as she runs out of batteries on her camera.
Yeah.
Okay, she got it already? All right, yeah. Now, I've asked a lot of people the same question, but do tariffs affect your blind business at all?
Not much at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So far we've been able to...
Now, how long have you been in Sylvan Lake?
10 years.
10 years now? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, home-based.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, Sarah reports here. Yeah. I'm kind of all over the board. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually in Toronto next week. Yeah. I'm going to cover some of the markets, and I've got a book to finish writing.
Okay.
And I just need a little time away as well. But the Coronation Review is shutting down. So I said, as Sarah said, well, that leaves a spot open for you, Dad, because I cannot work with these two. A, number one, it's nepotism. And B, number two, as Barb will tell you, there's no comparison because I'm a columnist and she's everything, right? And so Sarah just asked me to come here. She says, Dad, how well charged are your cameras? And could you do some live? And I'm going, oh yeah, I can do some live and I can do some videotape and we can post it up later. Yeah. And then you can clip out whatever you want. Yeah. I said, just as long as I get some credit for it. I was telling Barb, I said, the last time she published my photographs, Barb, she didn't give me credit, and I've been explaining to her, I may be Dad, but, hold it here. Yeah. I took the pictures. Yeah. My name should be my name should be there. Yeah. Right? And so it's always fun to watch. You see her sitting over there going.
So is that how she got into this then, from you?
She originally was going to be a veterinarian. And we kind of convinced her. I said, Sarah, your science marks are lower than all your brothers, right? I don't see it. I says, you're a writer, like Dad, or, you know, whatever. But so when she discovered that, well, yeah, my marks are not doing as what I thought they would do in the sciences, she said, what should I do? And I'm saying, always lean to your strengths. She left for Prince Edward Island because my best friend, who was the best man at my wedding, he and his wife moved back there years ago. And I says, they'll take care of you. Go out and get yourself a journalism degree, right? And I said, because it covers so many other different things. And so when my back finally gave way and I had started my career with the Globe and Mail and the Flames. And I had a severe breakdown when I went to Toronto. And so that's what I said, well, I always wanted to drive a truck. So that's what I did until my back gave way. And then Sarah said, Dad, go back to writing stories. You do really good, right?
Yeah.
And she said, but you're going to have to go back to school and get these things down, which is the videotaping and all the multimedia stuff.
Yeah, the technology stuff.
So I said, so that's what you're going to have to learn. And he says, well, they don't use typewriters anymore? No.
Yeah, it's probably changed a lot then since you started in this, or?
When I started, I was with the Commonwealth and the Alberta Democrat, which is the two New Democratic Party magazines. Commonwealth, of course, in Saskatchewan, and the Alberta Democrat here.
Yeah.
And that was back in the days when Grant Notley, Rachel's dad, was still a leader, and Al Blakeney was the Premier of Saskatchewan. And I was going in to interview Alan Fotheringham at the University of Regina. And he kind of looks at me and he walks up and he said, I read you. Oh, that's awful nice. It's a damn good writer. Oh, thank you. And he says, I have a hard time believing you're from the prairies. And I says, beg pardon? It says, I have a hard time believing you're from the prairies. I says, where's your value in satire? I said, I haven't met a prairie boy yet that ain't satirical in his makeup, right, and sarcastic, right? And going, try and put some of that in your stories. And he says, you should come to Toronto and come to work with me, and we'll put you in at the Globe.
Yeah.
And as W.O. Mitchell said, that was my biggest mistake, right? I just should have gone by myself, because the first thing they did was, he says, well, you're too well known as a scripted writer for a political cause, so therefore you have to change your name. So I became Alan McKinnon. And of course, everybody was mentioned, once I mentioned Alan McKinnon Globe, you know, I know who that is. I read your stuff, right? And going, yeah, I know, but nobody would realize it was me. And so when I started writing again for Law 360 and doing my columns for different things, and actually, she's picked up a few of my columns.
Yeah.
And I used my real name for the first time, right? And you're like, no. As my one editor says, you know, the duality of man has no purpose, Bruce. Be who you are, because I don't think that you could get away using that name without having to pay some sort of royalty back into the Fotheringham Foundation. Sorry?
No, I'm.
Oh, okay.
Agreeing, yeah.
I'm getting a little deaf. Sometimes I hear something and I thought...
It's like...
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, no, she writes beautifully. And she gets better every day. As Peter, my editor, said, you know, who's with LexisNexis and Law 360, said, she's better than you and I were when we were younger, right? Because he was at the Financial Post. And I said, and they started thinking about it again. He says, you know what? She's better than we are today. And I said, okay, yeah. And I said, and then he said, she said to Sarah one day, well, you know, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And Sarah goes, I'm my own person. This is, the tree doesn't think the same way I do, right?
Oh my gosh.
So she, and you know, so I'm always very careful, because she always gets really embarrassed because, you know, I'm Dad, right? Of course, everybody says, could you just introduce me as Sarah Baker from Sylvan Lake News? She's my daughter. I'm proud of you.
I can relate to that. My mom has this business in Camrose.
Yes.
So she trained me to do this, and it's fun. We're very different as designers, but she says the same thing. I'm so
Yeah.
glad my daughter.
Yeah. Oh, I know. My mom was the same way. And I mean, I remember when I finished basic training in the military and I went into the Navy. My mom was all over that, like there's no tomorrow, right? And I go, Ma, I said, geez, And she come on board the ship. And then I got stationed at a submarine. And Mom says, I got to go see the submarine. She got stuck in the hatch because we tried to tell her how to go down. You don't go down this way. You walk down as if you were walking down a flight of stairs. I'll go my own way. So here she is stuck. I go, how'd it go, Mom? Jeez, I'm leaving now. But I know.
Enjoy your videotaping.
Oh yeah, I'm just about done, so she can have this now.
Yeah.
And I think I covered about an hour. I just about pretty much got everybody anyway.
Yeah.
And
she can piece everything together.
oh no, she'll probably make me do that too. I got all the editing software.
Make sure you
she'll probably want to take some still photographs with her because I don't know how much she's got left on hers. So I better not blow all mine. See you later. Hello.
Hi.
The guys over at the Castor Waterworks here are looking for you because you said you're going to come by and take a picture.
Yes.
Did you take one of the pens?
No. Are you getting some good stuff?
Yeah, I got a lot of interviews. I've been talking about the tariffs and how it is affecting. I got some crayons for the kids.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I've gotten a few candies. I've paid for myself, Sarah, so you're not going to be taking me to the hospital. Don't worry. And
Did you go up all the lines?
I've gone up all the lines, and there's still a few people I want to talk
Even
to.
at the very back?
Yeah, I was over by the Camaro, and I did up there.
The paddle boards and the...
Yeah, I was just over there actually. I was looking at the hot sauce.
You
Yes,
talked to Hallmark?
yes, I did. Yes.
Oh, you've already talked to everybody?
No, not everybody. I haven't talked to everybody. I'm going to keep on going because.
Some more. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, that's okay. This is my daughter.
Oh.
She's going to hide the beans. Actually, I love beans.
No, Dad, those are food bank.
Oh, those are food bank beans.
Yes.
Is it this week's?
Yes, it is this week's, and we're actually doing our Best of Sylvan right now. So if you scan the QR code at the top, you can nominate some of your favorite businesses for Best of Sylvan.
Good. And that'll take us with her.
Yes, and we do have our business directory, and
I don't mean to interrupt.
No. I'm burning her batteries here. She asked me to do some live video and stuff like that, so that we can.
I thought that it would be a good idea.
So she can sit there at home and pick through it and publish that as well.
Yeah, I miss having it.
Well, I guess I'm picking through it and publishing it.
I really like their tomato risotto. If you like it.
Yeah.
Oh, large 43.
Large 43.
Hi there.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well, how are you?
Oh, I'm getting there.
Yes, are you doing a recording of our trade show?
I am. Well, I'm half of Sarah, right? I'm her dad.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
So she asked me to come down
Yeah.
and catch some video at the same time. I know a few people come. You're not supposed to be videotaping this inside. I'm with her. Right?
You're just creating some like highlight reels or whatever, right?
We were live for a while.
Cool.
Yeah, and
Well, we are here with the chamber. My
Mhm.
name is Stacy.
hi, Stacy.
And if there is a local business you would love to highlight in our community, we're doing a business brag board.
Okay.
And we're just going to be highlighting them on our socials afterwards. A good way to create hype in the community.
Yes, absolutely. And it's so important now
Yeah.
with what's going on to
Even
be
more important.
shopping local and buying local produce.
We have to
and-
support our people.
Yeah. Just a question in terms of is the farmers market going to be able to expand itself even more?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is it the town that runs it?
I would think it's part of the Alberta farmers markets, but they're regulated somewhat provincially by what they can sell or what they can do. I mean, I remember when I was a kid growing up. Now, as I said to the people over at Sylvan Lake. I said, Sarah gets a commission on the trip land sales. And they go, what? And I says, we're trips. That was my Uncle Bill and Aunt Lil's property. So I don't think I can help you with that. And this is, I'll work on you, right? But no, because a lot of things, like, I mean, there's fresh vegetables, there's everything there. And I mean, the farmers markets were absolutely huge. And you're starting to see somewhat of reverting back to the way it was before, because you're now starting to see a lot more smaller farmers coming into the stream with small acreages and what have you.
Well, there's more value put on shopping local, on that the goodness that comes from around your community, right?
Yeah. And so, like, I mean, I'm sitting there going, I said, how much can they expand? Are people putting bugs into the acreage owners' ears saying, please, let's help, let's get the local community going, growing and producing? And because, I mean, where does the sale from something like that go? It stays in the community, it's spent in the community. And so I'm always, I'm always kind of top of mind on this sort of thing. Like, if I'm going to Toronto on Monday, I have a book to finish with my publicist, and I wanted to do some stories while I was there as well with the different markets, because if you look at the Ontario markets like St. Jacobs and the St. Lawrence market, there's a huge focus on Ontario grown.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I mean, I talked to somebody in the hog industry, and I said, the hog industry is big here because, of course, Olimel is right off in the distance, but I said, there's an inherent problem with all that, in the sense that with the commercial hog industry comes this enormous amount of waste. And the other problem is that a lot of the small abattoirs were small.
We're not live, are we? At the moment?
No, we're not live at the moment. I can go get the other camera, though, if you don't mind.
Well, you're just holding it in my face while we're talking. It's a little bit.
Well, I can catch both of you, see? Like, I mean, I got both of you. Actually, I'm wide-angled right now, so I got you both. But the inherent waste within inside the industry itself. I mean, we went down when I was working in Saskatchewan, and I kept on going to this one farm because I was dumping the garbage in the bin all the time, and I was watching them come and kill all these hogs, right? And I went down, what are you doing? And I said, this is the way the hog industry works nowadays. I'll lose money if I ship this hog. It's underweight, or it's overweight, or it's got something wrong with it. And I don't even own any of the hogs that are in these barns. All these barns are contract barns, so the hogs are coming in. I know the hog industry is now going to suffer, because with the United States, the hog industry's biggest export to the United States is wiener pigs, the ISO wieners. And so that's going to be coming up. And I know our calf.
Hi there. How are you? We're doing a little bit of a brag board for businesses in the community. Do you have a business that you would love to note?
I'm going to zip out of here and see if I can't catch everybody else before. You betcha. Hello. Oh, not too bad. Yes, I'm the other half of Baker, the Sarah.
Okay.
I'm Dad.
Okay. Hi, Dad.
And so she asked me to come around and videotape. We're not live anymore.
Okay.
We were live earlier, right?
Okay, we're not live.
Okay, we're not live. You're safe.
Good.
I
didn't do my hair and makeup, so I wouldn't want you to.
Neither did I. Look at me.
Yeah, but you're on the other side of the camera.
Well, I can switch it around. This one works just perfectly.
It's tiny. Hey?
But Sarah's my daughter, so she asked me to come in and do some video, so that we did first part of it a little bit of a Facebook Live, and then she said, could you stop at every booth and talk to the people, and maybe I'll include some of that within her story in the newspaper, because I mean, now journalism is totally multimedia. And she said, so it might be nice to have a few video clips in there and stuff like that. And the reason why I'm talking, because I expect her to give me credit for it, Sarah.
Did it stop?
No, just a second. I got on her one day because the day that they did the Flags of Remembrance, I did all the photography of that. And then I looked, and I had to go, and she came home to Castor, and I went, Sarah, there's something I want to mention to you. Barb was just laughing her head off. I said, if you send me out to take pictures, you can take credit for the story. But Dad's name has got to be in his pictures, right? I says, that's my bread and butter, my dear. You know? And I said, I just laughed. I just said, no, I don't mind, right? I said she had to be about 3 different places that day, so she could you do it? And I said, and I took all the notes and stuff like that, and she did the story. And so, but I said, where's my name?
Where's my credit?
Where's my credit? So you're the local county sheriff then, I guess, with the sheriff's department, or
Peace officer with the town, yeah.
Peace officer of the town, yeah. And how long have you been doing that?
8 years now.
8 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so what is your main focus in terms of being a town municipal, well, I guess it'd be bylaw enforcement?
Yeah, we're probably a good portion of our job is the bylaw enforcement, complaint-based bylaws, and we do the Traffic Safety Act as well, and then obviously come summertime, downtown, lakeshore, beachfront, that sort of stuff becomes a big part of it.
I remember to slow down. Sarah keeps on reminding me, Dad, it's only 40. Dad, it's only 30.
That's true.
You know, Dad's still got a bit of a lead foot, so but you know, I mean, I was astonished at just how much this place has grown over the years. You're teasing the people from the town, and I'm saying, you know, Sarah has to have a commission on every lot sold on the trip lands. And they go, why? And it's just because we are trips. This is Bill and Lil are my aunt and uncle. And I mean, considering that the only one that's left is Scott, because Miles is gone. Brian died back in the 80s. He was killed by an impaired driver. Miles died, of course, and Uncle Bill and Aunt Lil have been gone for a number of years. But yeah, so I said, because she said, they talked to somebody in the Tripp family, and says, Scott says, well, they didn't talk to me, and I'm going, well, I don't know who they talked to, Scott, but I said, because he's the only one left in that bunch, yeah, because he was one of a kind, because Miles never did marry, right? But as I said, you know, Sarah, I said, because she's saying, well, the farm's got to be, no, the farm's right over there, the original homestead's over there where the granaries are, right, on the other side of there. But I said, 2 things, there's never any houses out here, or over here, and it says, B number 2, this house is gravel, right? I said, even Lakeshore, all gravel all the way down, until I think it was paved finally when they built the water slides.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. There's very, very little pavement, you know. I mean, same thing with Highway 12 going from Castor to Stettler. It was still not paved until 1972, 73. Yeah. And Peter Law, he'd love to pave, right? He had a riding that he thought there was trouble going in. He started paving right away. And so I could be, you had pavement running everywhere and nowhere. And especially, like I say, in the swing ridings where he thought he might be the worst in it.
Ooh, loved his pavement.
I know. I gotta hide away from the candy. Hello. Oh.
I'll ask you tomorrow or what?
Did you get there yet?
Yes.
Good, okay. I was telling her, I said, we're waiting for you, you know?
Yeah. So I was here late.
Yeah. Oh, I should actually power this down.